Hello, welcome to today's episode of Sold Exclamation Point. I had a couple days without a video, so this would be sales since Friday night. So a couple days, over $600 in sales. Lots of cool stuff, a couple things to talk about. Let's get into it since we do have a decent number of items. First up, really nice. I believe this is American Needle. This is a Roman as well. I keep thinking these Romans are American Needle. This is a old Cooperstown collection, St. Louis Browns, Roman Pro, mid to late 80s, most likely. Very good condition. Little bit of stressing around the embroidery, but not too bad. Shape is really good. If this was never worn, I would believe it. Here's the Roman Pro. Here's the Roman Pro logo. If I can get this to actually line, there you go. That's the Roman Pro logo. Roman Pro is highly collectible, but they haven't been making hats for a very long time, so they're actually very difficult to find. I think maybe I found one at a thrift shop. So now if you find one in good condition, leather band, even without the leather band, snatch it up if it's halfway reasonable. Alright, we got a nice heather gray Toronto Blue Jays. This was part of the release that came out about a year ago. The Browns was 44. This Blue Jays was 15. I believe it's 15. It shows a lot of wear on it. So it's shaped real well. It was part of a collection, but it was probably one of that collector's favorite hats. So a lot of staining from use. 2005 NBA champion Spurs, the Velcroback. I talked about this in the consignment video. There was a Celtics hat. The one I got went for 60, 70. I still don't know why I got that much. I thought maybe this might be another one worth a lot. It is not. 15 for this guy. So it's still solid sale, but I can't explain that Celtics sale. We got another size 8, New Era Houston Astros. So we talked a little bit about logos, and when a logo is very common, even if it's old or new, then age doesn't really impact price all that much because the logo is so common. Most people don't care if it was a 94 to 96 tag or an 03 to 05 tag or a modern tag. Most people don't. Now this is a newer tag, probably came out in the last couple years. This logo used to be very difficult to find, and then the Astros started using it again, and so now the market's been flooded with this logo. So if you find vintage stuff with this logo, you're not going to get a massive premium. This one is 25, and this one, the difference between this one and the Blue Jays is this one's real clean. So extra $10 for cleanliness. And lastly, we got a Zephyr Snapback with a mesh back. Kind of a cool design, but it's very much a fashion hat. $12 for that modern hat as well. So that one is not a hat that's going to get much of a premium, and it's very much for someone to wear and go to the game with and wear around town. 2 pennants. So first pennant is this really nice 84 Detroit Tigers. They Eastern Division champion pennant. It's got a little wave in it, but no crease, and so that's not a big deal because when you lay it flat, you can't even tell there's a wave in it. This one I don't even believe has pinholes. Super clean. 17 for that. Not particularly rare though. This was probably the most common design from that year, even though it's older and in good condition. This Reds is disappointing. I made an error and had $5 shipping on it, which, yuck. And it was a cheap pennant, so 11 for this, so no one's making any money on this. Customer got a great deal, and why it's lasted so long is beyond me. Okay, so how do I want to do this? I think I'll do weird stuff. So, and it doesn't get any weirder than this. This is a New York Giants sneaker duffel bag. And it's big. It's weird. It's cool. 25 bucks. It's weird. It's cool. That's usually a good thing. Next up is trying to figure out what order I want to go into. I think we'll get rid of this. Another program car, NASCAR program car. This is one of the cheaper ones, $6. Probably wouldn't have sold that except I had so many, and that one was common. And I was hoping that somebody would buy 3 or 4 cars and then add that to their order. Instead, somebody just wanted that car. So not a great deal on my side, but if the customer is happy, then maybe they come back and buy some more stuff from us. All right, so 2 ticket sales. One is a lot of 2 1987 Game 1 ALCS tickets. Very good condition. Customer bought them both. 28 for the pair. And we got a Timberwolves ticket. This was at Tim Duncan's 7th game. I don't think that's why it was purchased. I think it was purchased because of Marbury on the top of the ticket. Now this went for $5. So here's the deal. I'm gonna have to call eBay about this. I had $3.99 shipping and I didn't charge my shipping, and that's never happened before. I double checked my listing. It just went for the $5. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to call eBay and see what's up. So I might have a story for you tomorrow about why shipping was charged on that one. Let's do the cards next. Hat, pennant, apparel. Okay, so we'll do the cards next. Now we had a lot of really great multi-item sales, some within a listing and some across different listings. So the power of multi-listings, we'll see that there. And then the power of having many different multi-listings and people plotting together lots for themselves. The first one is 1, 2, 3. So the first one is an 8-card lot. These are, none of them are Smoky Collection. 2 cards from Top Series 1, 2018, or Series 1. Couple of rookie cards. 3 cards from Top Heritage High number, and a Kunas and a Hoskins. And 2 cards from 2018 Top Chrome Update. Another Kuna insert and Willie Adams, and the Willie Adams was that purple, so they must collect Willie Adams. So this shows the power of not only a multi-listing, but many different multi-listings where people can put together lots across, and it does happen. It doesn't happen as much as you might think. I really wish people would find a couple cards they like and then go, I wonder what other cards he has, and put together a big lot. But it does happen, and it's always really great when it does happen. $15 for that lot. And I think that's a situation where an online customer feels like you got a good deal. But as a seller, who this stuff is not really super easy to sell, I got a great deal too. So worked out for everybody involved. Had a 2-card lot, Bryce Harper out of draft, $12. So these cards are starting to increase in value, even though they're not true rookies or even RC rookies. The Smoky Collection, Robinson Cancel out of 99 Fleer. I don't know if this is a player collector or a set collector. 99 Fleer is a common set that for in-person autograph collectors. It's a really nice set to get autographed. Next up is 2011 Heritage Miners, Kevin Kiermaier. The Robinson Cancel went for $8. Kiermaier, Scooter Gennett, Matt Kepler, the guy that I'm rooting for a lot, not just because he's a twin, but he's from Germany. It's kind of a cool story. He plays real well, plays with a lot of heart. Kyle Gibson and Aaron Hicks, another guy who the Twins had, and he looked like a bust, and we sent him off somewhere else, and he started playing well. Yay! So Hicks has actually turned out to be a pretty good player. These 5 cards, $25 for the 5-card lot out of the Smoky Collection. We have another The Smoky Collection lot of this is the Braves lot. So 10 card lot, $42. They're not all Braves, but they're heavy Braves. This Jared Weaver out of USA Baseball. Luis Gohara out of Pro Debut. Kevin Gausman out of USA, Topps USA. Julio Teheran, which, by the way, I talked about how I really like this set for autograph. Teheran actually signed this right on the white. Looks really great. He has a really nice signature. Mike Soroka, a top prospect for the Braves. Tuki Toussaint, who might be the Braves closer of the future. He has a really nice signature as well. Son Newcomb. Max Fried, who's another top prospect for them. Marcus Giles, this is out of a grandstand, so this is likely a set released in the stadium. And Mike Fultonowitz, and he was a big-time prospect, first rounder. Hasn't panned out yet. I don't know. Take a look. Born 91, so what is that? 01, 11, 27, 28. He's a little old to likely be a star, but might be a regular in the future. He's still young enough. Next up is I'm going to call that the Cardinals lot. This is another 10 card lot, $35. Edmundo Sosa. I think that's out of 16 Bowman. Oh, look at this. This Colby Rasmus update rookie. I think I sold mine for 21 unsigned. This ended up going for like $5 autographed. He was a big time prospect. Didn't pan out. But this card 7 years ago, 8 years ago, might have been a $100 card. Nah, maybe not $100. $50 card. Aaron Miles, Todd Wellmeyer, Rick Ankiel, another monster card if you are in the right time period. So 2001, this is probably a $75 card. Stubby Clapp, one of the greatest names in baseball, out of Chrome. Daniel Discolasso, I may have never said his name before in my life. Bowman Gold. Dan Heron, out of Upper Deck. Should I read this name? John Frescatore. Actually, really nice signature out of Bowman Best. And Oliver Marmol, out of 07 Bowman. All right, and then we got this really cool lot. Talk about multi-variation listing. So every one of these, except for one, was in a variation listing. And then it was 1, 2, 3, it was 4 different listings and bought across all different listings and variation listings. One, we got a Scherzer RC card. A Jose Reyes rookie, autograph rookie. This was a really good deal. Very good deal. 3 print ads. Got this cool Sprite ad with Duncan and Kobe. And is that Juwan? I think it's Juwan Howard. This is really cool print ad. A classic best print ad with Nolan Ryan. And a Tim Duncan Nike Air Max Duncan print ad. This is a really cool ad. What's cool about this was I actually had framed one of these up, and a customer was sending offers. It's kind of a low offer. So I just kept declining it, and then he sent me a message and he said, "Hey man, can you do it cheaper if I don't need the mat?" And I can't take the mat off. I spent money on the mat. But I had another one without the mat. So I said, "Yeah, man, go look up, Nike print ads in my store, and you'll find the Duncan." And then he found a bunch of other stuff. All of this stuff, $27. And last one is Jose Canseco 89 top folder. I love these. Now this is kind of cool. I got a bunch of these, a bunch of different ones. They're really cheap. Like I'm selling them for like under $3 a piece. So not worth my time, right? But because I'm putting not high shipping, but $5 shipping, the chance someone's going to pay $8 for this folder is very low. But the chance somebody's going to buy 7 of them and spread the 7, you know, the $5 over 7 folders, now the shipping is less than $1 a folder. Now it's actually a decent deal. I made a number of multiple sales off of this variation listing of these folders, and probably 4 or 5, you know, totally worth the time it took to list. Maybe 3 $20 sales, and it took all of 10 minutes to list. So yeah, this is something to look at when you have a lower end. Every once in a while, somebody's going to buy one, and it's going to drive you nuts because you're not going to want to package up one item for $8 or $7. But more often than not, the customer doesn't want to pay $5 to ship this one folder either. They're going to buy more than one. And so, again, we're discussing the power of variation listing and the power of really using your shipping to your advantage. High shipping is not a bad thing, especially with low-priced items. You don't want to ship a single low-priced item. Then don't entice people to do that by offering very cheap shipping. Offer reasonable shipping. For example, for me with cars, it's $3.99. I've actually started to convert all of my flats to $3.99. So like those folders will eventually be $3.99, and all my photos will. I'm going to convert all of that because they ship really well together, and I kind of want to streamline those prices. But say, hey man, you pay me that $3.99 up front, I won't charge you anymore. You want to really communicate to the customer. One, you want to say, don't buy one item, buy 5. If you buy 5, the shipping's not bad on your end, and I'm happy to get 5 sales in one transaction. So, and that works when you have a larger number of items. If you only have 5 items, the chances somebody's going to want to buy all 5 of your items listed is low. So this really goes out to a specific kind of customer, or a specific kind of seller. I mean, all right, next up. Oh, yeah, that lot was 27. I think I said all my prices. Next up is another multi-sale. It's kind of a weird pairing. It's the Metrodome book from '85 and the Kyle Gibson nickname jersey tee, which is kind of cool. It came out when they did nickname weekend. So Gibby. They actually ship really well together, so I'm going to refund the extra shipping they paid. They paid an extra $5. I'll just refund that. Even though they paid it, I like to do that where it's like, this isn't going to cost me $13 to ship. Not that I think cost of shipping and what you're charging should pair. I make money off of shipping Pennant, but I'm also paying for all the extra effort I have to do. I got to cut the cardboard in half. I got to, you know, it might even take 5 minutes to tape a Pennant shipment together. I definitely want to make a little money on that shipping and really encourage you to buy more than one Pennant. But that should actually ship very easily together. It's not going to take any extra time, so I'll refund the extra $5 they spent on shipping. This is a good example. Extremely old glove, probably from the 40s, lots of defects. Gloves are very finicky in terms of pricing. Everybody kept their glove from childhood. They passed their glove down through the generations. Just because a glove is old doesn't mean it's worth a lot. Did I not write this down? I didn't write it down. I think it was like 18, you know, 15 or something like that. Even in good condition, and even if it's, you know, 50s, 60s, that's no guarantee it's going to be worth a lot. Model has a lot to do with value. The player signature does. So if you get a player signature of a highly collectible player who maybe didn't have a large number of different models, signature series of them, that might increase the price. But even there's probably some Mickey Mantle models that are very lucrative, and then others that are very affordable. So gloves are very much, you gotta look it up. There's no real way by looking at it, unless you're looking at it as its utility. So if it's a brand new Mizuno glove, retails for $300, well, somebody's buying that to play with it. So that's where you can maybe extrapolate some secondary market value. But when we're talking about collectible, I mean, no one's going to play with that glove. That's just part of a collection. You have to look it up. There's just no other way of figuring out value other than to compare what's on the market and what they're going for. Okay, so we had another 2 items sell. So 2 St. Thomas t-shirts. This one I like a lot. This one's good. Both of them relatively new. I really like this one. This is made to be sort of a vintage style, even though it's a new one. 23 for the pair. 13. Is that right? Yeah, 23 for the pair. They actually paid in 2 separate transactions. I'll refund their extra shipping on that. You got a Hill Murray hockey. I think it's a practice jersey. It's reversible. Hill Murray is a high school in Minnesota. Very well known for their athletics. So this is going to go to a player, a family member, or someone who collects high school hockey. I've talked about this before. Because Minnesota has such a large hockey history. High school hockey jerseys are considered collectible as well, where that may not be true in Tennessee, may not be true in Texas, whereas in Texas maybe the high school football jerseys are extremely collectible. I don't know that, but maybe. So understand that, you know, you're in Florida and you're picking up hockey jerseys and they're not selling. And you're like, why is that? Well, maybe because they're Florida high schools. Now, here's the thing. Maybe they're going to sell extremely well because there's not a lot of hockey teams in Florida, and there's Minnesota buyers or Midwest buyers buying those because they're really cool logos. That's something you got to figure out for yourself. Maybe by picking up a few cheap ones, putting them up, and seeing what they go for. But Minnesota high school hockey is definitely something worth picking up and selling. I'm going to leave that one for last. I had this great Troy Polamalu shirt. Polamalu went for 13. Polamalu has a lot of apparel and other collectibles, so there's a lot of supply on Polamalu. He's really popular, and it doesn't get a massive premium for his stuff, but his stuff sells. Like I've sold tons of Polamalu stuff. And the fact that I even got Polamalu stuff in Minnesota, you would go, huh? Well, he's that popular. It's making its way to Minnesota. Probably plenty of it in California and plenty of it in Arizona. He's that kind of a player. And so he's one of those guys where if you pick it up cheap, it'll sell. You'll make a few bucks. You're just not going to make a massive amount of money because they made a lot of his stuff. All right, last guy. Let me just make sure. This is the last item. Gibson, Bears. Yeah, this is the last guy. So we sold an authentic Brian Urlacher jersey. So I won 92, and you probably can't see, but there's a heavy amount of staining on the patching. Heavy amount of staining. This was worn quite a bit. Now, I did want to talk to you about how to spot a fake football jersey. So, the easiest way to tell if a jersey is fake is you look at the stitching on the inside. You can see here the stitching has zigzag stitching, very professional, okay? The bootlegs coming from China will have this paper backing on it. Now some people will take the paper backing out, but what they can't do is the stitching is very close together and there's little tiny bits of white paper in the stitching. And that's how you can tell that's from China, that's bootleg. I believe from what I've heard is you can get bootleg from China like $14 shipped. These are not worth anything. They're worth nothing. So in terms and collectible, all you're really doing is screwing, the buyer who thinks it's a real jersey. Now here's the other aspect. There is a type of sewn football jersey called a Replacentic. I believe Reebok put them out. Maybe some others. So they will have the paper backing, right? So how do I know if it's a Replacentic versus an authentic? Okay, so you see this jersey, it has the paper backing, can tell the quality's a little low. Well, maybe it's licensed, but how do I know? Well, you know by this. So if it has the paper backing and it has this message, designed and engineered to the exact specification of the Chicago Bears, that's a phrasing for authentic jerseys. And so if it has the paper backing, it's just a fake. If it has this and the size is not a number size, then it probably is a replacentic. It's a sewn replica, so it's a licensed sewn replica. If you ever see it and it has a number size and the paper backing, it's a bootleg. Number sizing are always for authentics. They don't put them on non-authentic jerseys. Now, yeah, the champion screen prints have number sizing, but they also have the regular letter sizing. But that's a good way of figuring out real quick. You can probably eliminate 99% of all bootlegs that way. It has a number sizing, so it's trying to tell you that it's an authentic. You look in the back, it's got a bunch of paper in the stitching, and the stitching's really low quality. It's a fake. It doesn't matter how cheap it is. Please don't sell it. Please don't buy it. Let's get rid of these fakes. All right, so that's what we got for the day. Hopefully we'll make some more sales before I ship out tomorrow, and we'll do another sold show tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, everybody.